Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of Kaiser Golden Tornado Football, powered by the Belt Group. Tonight, we see the 2-1 Kaiser Golden Tornado face off against the 1-2 Nicholas County Grizzlies. I'm Chris Welch, and with me tonight is my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Shipway.
Hey, how you doing tonight, Chris?
Oh, it's a good night, man.
Good.
We come here off of a win last week against Washington. Kaiser really kind of dominated pretty much all four quarters, had a really good ground game, put up about 500 yards. What are you expecting to look out of them tonight?
I'm a big fan of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They mixed in the pass a little bit. They got, 500 yards or so on the ground, and they also had some nice passing. So I think we're going to see a lot of the same.
The Grizzlies are coming off an absolutely heartbreaking loss last week. After going up by 2 points with about 4 or 5 seconds left in the game, they did the ensuing kickoff, tried to squib it downfield, and it was recovered by the kickoff team and was taken back to the house. So they ended up losing the game in the final second on a kickoff. Yeah. So they're going to be looking for redemption here going into this week.
That's right. That's right. And they're also going to be looking for a little redemption from last year's shellacking that they received at the hand of the Golden Tornado in the playoffs, by the way.
After talking to the coaching staff a little bit, they have a couple main keys that they're looking to go into tonight versus the Nicholas County Grizzlies. If you can tell by looking across to the other side, they're a pretty big team. I mean, they got multiple guys that are 280, 300 plus. So the big thing for Kaiser tonight is going to be physicality up front, maintaining the line both offensively and defensively. One of the other big things that they're looking to really key on is defending the pass. Nicholas County, from anybody who scouted them, they like to pass the ball a good bit, and that's I think that's one of the things we've seen is Kaiser's kind of weak against defending the pass.
Right. Yeah, and Washington kind of exploited some of the holes in the secondary last week and got some really nice plays out of that. Kaiser was able to dominate it, pretty much, nullify any sustained ground game. So those couple of passes weren't too hurtful. But yes, definitely, if this team, if Nicholas County can really get something established there, Kaiser's going to need to move their secondary around and sort of hold their places and make sure they make good plays.
So maintaining pass coverage, keeping physical up front, and probably the biggest thing for Kaiser is going to be keeping the backfield in rhythm. They got a slew of guys that can really carry the rock and make some big plays happen, so it's going to be keeping them guys in check throughout.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Dre Allen, Zion Powell, and the quarterback, they were able to get some nice misdirection, some double handoffs, and in order to do that, you've established yourself against the line, and they've got to really establish their positions against these big guys if they're going to want those gaps to stay open long enough for the ball carriers to get through there.
So as we get ready to line up for this opening kickoff, we want to let you guys know that tonight's scoreboard integration is brought to you by the Wheelhouse Academy. Before we kick off here, let's look at a quick video from the Wheelhouse. And we had a quick little opening kickoff there. They got kind of squipped it off there to the right side. Kaiser going to start off with good field position here at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Benny Oates was alert and fell on that ball really quick at about the 41-yard line. It just sort of came in there pretty quick.
Root back with 3 receivers to his left. And looks like a little jump there by the Nicholas County defense.
It's sort of a different scenario than last week. We didn't really see any penalties till about mid-second quarter. It was a very penalty-free game, and today we start the game with a penalty against Nicholas County.
Once again, root back. He's going to fake the handoff. Quick throw out to Zion Powell, and it is dropped on the play.
Yeah, might have rushed that throw just a hair, but they definitely had some coverage out there, so that was going to need to be a quick bang-bang play to get some yardage out of that.
Kaiser hustling to the ball. Double wing set. Motion man is Powell. Hand off to Powell. He bounces out. He cuts up into the field. Makes a couple men miss, and he is brought down. Good first down run on the play. Brought down around the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he did a really good job of just sort of finding that little seam and weaving his way through there.
44-yard line, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Motion man on the play. Hand off to Dre Allen. He bounces off of a tackle, and he drags a couple of defenders with him over to the sideline. We talked last week. Dre Allen, man, he has a low center of gravity. He just kind of pinballs around back there. You really have to get your arms around him.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Kaiser back to the ball. Man split out wide to the right side. Motion man is Powell. Handoff will beat to Powell. He cuts back up in. He has a little bit of space, and he is off to the races. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Golden Tornado.
42 yards for Zion Powell, and he had some really nice outside blocks there. And he's got in behind a nice block in the backfield, and he was off to the races.
Looked like he was initially trying to bounce that thing out wide, but he found a nice seam up the middle, cut it, and absolutely took off. He's one of them people to where if you don't stop him early, he's going to hurt you on the deep run there, that's exactly what he did. Kick by Seth Ernest is good. And here we are early in this one with 11:08. The Kaiser Golden Tornado are up 7-0 against the Nicholas County Grizzlies.
And this first quarter is going to be brought to you by Coldwell Banker and Hometown Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell, get a hold of Coldwell Banker. Yeah, I think that we saw a pretty good line play there right off the bat. Kaiser did a good job of establishing their blocks and were able to run right down the field.
As we get ready to line up here for this kickoff, our kickoff tonight is being brought to you by First People's Community Federal Credit Union, the official sponsor of the Kaiser High School kickoff. Seth Ernest lining his team up. Now, we've seen him do a little bit of trickery out of the kickoffs here last week, so let's see if they try to pull some moves here on this one as well.
Yeah, he didn't really start kicking it deep until later in the game, so and it kind of worked out for him. We'll see if they stick with that.
Ernest gets a kick, and it is a little chop shot back down to around the 20. It is covered by number 21, Wesley Hill. And he is brought down on the play around the 26-yard line. Looks like by number 2, Benny Oates.
A little quick run through the Kaiser starting defense along the line. We've got number 64, Gabe Ryan, who just had a monster game last week on defense. Parker Anderson, Vito Amoruso, Dre Allen. You got your cornerbacks, Seth Healy and Gavin Root. And Benny Oates, Caden Youngblood, Sammy Bradfield, Chase Evans, and Zion Powell make up your deep secondary.
Quarterback deep with 5 wide. Draws passes completed out to number 5, Bryce Mortensen. And he is tackled down play. Now, this was one thing that we were saying that Kaiser was going to have to really try to focus in on is this pass defense. This team will spread you out.
Yeah, they will, and that was a nice little soft underneath the zone pass there. And, Kaiser had 4 guys around within about 10 yards of the ball, but unfortunately they were able to gain those 10 yards before the tackle was made. So they're going to need to either tighten that up or change around a little bit, which it looks like they're doing.
Quarterback Jordan McKinney back in shotgun. Single man out wide. He will hand it off on the play to number 10, Caleb Clark. And he doesn't get much, maybe a yard on the play.
Right, and that's reminiscent of what we saw last week where, the running game was pretty well shut down. So the way we started out after the first two plays, it looks like Kaiser is going to have to, or Nicholas County is going to have to throw the ball a little bit more to get some yards.
Nicholas County coming out, shotgun, 2 men out wide. One to his left, one to his right. Jordan McKinney is back. Takes a snap, running out to his right side. And he is hammered down on the play. Zion Powell and Caden Youngblood absolutely brought the hammer down on that one.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit more room to run, and then all of a sudden that hole closed up very fast and sort of like a out of nowhere.
Still a decent gain for Nicholas County. Gained about 4 or 5 on the play. Looking at about 3rd and 4 here. McKinney will be back. 2 receivers out to his left side. He will fake the handout, roll out left, and low throw. Broken up on the play by Gavin Root and Benny Oates.
Yeah, Garrett Kesterson, he had the ball, made what looked like it was going to be a really nice catch between 2 defenders, but when he was hit very quickly upon catching that ball, he came right back out.
Back for the punt is number 11, Braden Short. Back to return for Kaiser is Zion Powell and Hunter Van Pelt. Snap back is clean, kick is off, and it is a high one, and it does not go very far at all. It's going to be great field position for Kaiser.
It's about a 12-yard punt there for Nicholas County, and that's not necessarily what they wanted to do, to give Kaiser a short field.
Kind of shanked off to the right side of the punter's foot on that one. So Kaiser coming out now on offense. Great field position around the 45-yard line. Gavin Root going to be back. 2 receivers out wide right. Motion man is Powell. He's going to fake the Powell. Root's going to take it up the middle. He has a space, and he is gone. And he drops the ball. Oh. Gavin Root had nothing but green grass in front of him and dropped the ball.
He had the ball in his right hand as he was going through, and there was a defender coming in on his right side, and he tried to switch. He tried to do the right thing and switch it to his left hand. Unfortunately, might be a little slippery, or just missed the handoff to himself and dropped the ball.
So because of the mishandling of the ball by Gavin Root there, it's now going to be Nicholas County ball after the turnover. McKinney is back, rolls out to his left side, and he is met by a couple Tornado defenders. Luke Anderson, the first one there to the ball.
A lot of white jerseys standing there watching the Kaiser defenders run past them, which means that Kaiser's shaking off their blocks pretty well and pursuing the ball carrier.
Well, they wanted to maintain the physicality up front. They know that Nicholas County has some decent size on the front line, and they know that they had to beat them with heart and determination on this one tonight rather than brute strength.
Right.
McKinney back in shotgun. 2 receivers out to his right side, 1 to his left. Motion man, fake to the motion man. He drops back, pressure's coming to him. He lets it go, and it is dropped on the play by number 48, Jeffrey Gerard.
It's actually a pretty nice throw and a nice designed run there, and there was a Kaiser defender right on Gerard there and didn't get the pass completed there, but Kaiser's going to have to watch for that because those plays are going to be, I think, coming at them fairly often.
Yeah, they're going to have passes thrown at them tonight at a pretty high clip, it seems like. Now McKinney coming back here. 5 receivers out wide. Snap back to McKinney. Pressure coming. He tries to step up in, and he is wrapped up on the play.
Oh.
Gabe Ryan hit him with a little bit of an alligator roll there and just tossed him down.
Gabe Ryan said, "Welcome to Kaiser. Here's our turf." We said his name a lot last week. I think we're going to say it a lot tonight too.
So once again, even after the quick turnover by Kaiser, Nicholas County not able to get much done on that one. Back out the punt once again. And penalty flags down on the play. Looks like it'll be a false start against Nicholas County.
So not only is the punter hoping he can get a hold of the ball a little bit better than he did last time, backed him up 5 yards and have him try it.
Snap back to short on the play. Kick is off. This one goes a little bit further downfield. It's a little bit of a roller, though. Hunter Van Pelt collects it. And some big blocks on the play. Van Pelt is taking off. Flags down, though. Van Pelt making some action happen, going out of bounds around the 10-yard line, but flags down back.
I'm afraid that's going to be a blindside block on number 2. And not necessarily a bad block. It's just there is a rule where you have to have your hands in front of you when you make contact, and you know the instinct is to put your body into them, and you've got to have your hands there. That's probably what they're going to call is blindside.
Back in the day, they'd have called that an excellent block, but
absolutely,
in today's world, we're trying to protect the players a little more, so it'll be labeled as a penalty on the play, which will back Kaiser up.
Yeah, that rule changed last year or the year before, I believe, and I think it was the year before. And I know watching the area high school football, there were a lot of those calls on kickoffs because the kids just weren't used to that rule change.
So now Gavin Root lining up, ball around the 36-yard line. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to toss it up to Sammy Bradfield. He has no one near him. Sammy Bradfield waits for it like a punt, and he catches that, and he is brought down on the play by number 33, Jackson Mullins.
Yeah, Bradfield was just kind of out there playing center field, waiting for that ball to come to him, and one little extra oomph on that ball, and he's catching that in stride, and that's an easy 6.
He waited on that one for a good 2-3 seconds to get to him. Hand off to Powell. He's got a little bit of space. He makes one man miss, and he steps out of bounds around the 20-yard line.
It's the same play he took for the touchdown on the last touchdown drive. Just didn't quite have the same blocking scheme out there, and he couldn't get outside, but nice gain on the play.
Gavin Root now going under center. Handoff up the middle to Dre Allen. He's got a little bit of space, head of steam. He is plowing through, and he is into the end zone. Dre Allen.
20 yards in for the touchdown. Dre Allen just, he was not going to be brought down.
Yeah, I knew whenever I seen that handoff up the middle and there was that little bit of space out to the left side, Dre Allen was not going to be denied. Spins his way out of a defender's tackle and takes it in. Seth Ernest now up for the kick. And Ernest's kick is good. And with that 65-yard drive is going to be brought to you by our good people at the Timbrook Automotive Group.
Yeah, we didn't necessarily get to say we're in the red zone because as soon as they got in the red zone, they scored right from the 20. So very, very efficient use of the field there in the short field position. Even after the penalty backed them up a little bit, Kaiser was they're dominating the line on the run and able to get outside and up the middle. There's no facet of the line they're not able to run through right now.
Yeah, there hasn't been much resistance. We were really expecting Nicholas County to put up a good fight with the amount of size they have up front, but Kaiser's kind of maintaining their own out here, kind of running the ball wherever they want on a whim.
Yeah, we haven't seen the double inside handoff yet tonight, and that's probably just because of the beef that's on the other side of the line, if nothing else clogging up the middle. But outside and off tackle and the belly play, they're there.
Seth Ernest kicks it, chips it down to around the 20-yard line, and the returner is bottled up on the play.
Wesley
Garrett
Hill.
Kesterson on the return.
Yeah, there was just a big. There was no lane for him to run through anywhere there. He had a good head of steam, but Kaiser's not really. Like you said, they're not getting a whole lot of resistance when they're pushing through.
McKinney now under center. Going to fake the handoff, roll out to his right side. Hit Gerard out in the flat.
That play and other outside plays like that have gained some yards for the Grizzlies tonight. The thing is, you can't keep running that same play over and over again, but when they have used it, it's been pretty effective. It's just they're not able to get any other facets of their offense clicking. That's not really going to move them down the field.
Vinny Oates out there making the tackle on the flat. Jordan McKinney back under center once again. And handoff up the middle to number 27, Jacob Williams, who doesn't get much on the play. Enough for the first down, though, for the Grizzlies. Matt, the housing market nowadays is doing really good. Interest rates are down. So with that, we want to say that our first quarter sponsor is Coldwell Banker and Hometown Realty. If you're interested in looking for a house today, get a hold of Coldwell Banker and Hometown Realty today. McKinney back, two receivers out wide, one to the right, one to the left. He's going to power run it out to the right side. He doesn't get much, and he is swallowed up in the backfield.
Good athleticism from Vito Amoruso there. I mean, a big guy like him, he's 6'1", 240. He was heading in one direction, and he didn't bite whenever the running back cut back, and he was able to turn and make the tackle. So good show of athleticism from the big guys out there. Gabe Ryan and Vito Amoruso both so far tonight.
Trying to run a little bit quarterback power out to the right side. Didn't have nothing going. Tried to cut it back, and Vito was waiting for him. McKinney back in shotgun once again. Snap back, he fakes the handoff, rolls out to the left side, throws cross body a little bit, and it is just behind from the hands of Garrett Kesterson.
And he was open. He was right out there in no man's land. The safety was back there trailing him, but threw it a little bit behind him. And they did make the quarterback kind of run in the backfield. It threw his rhythm off a little bit.
They had a little bit of a stack coverage. They had the underneath and the deep ball covered, but the kind of middle area was left wide open on the play.
That's the one thing about, if your secondary is out of position, if your lineman can get in there and disrupt the quarterback's flow, that's almost just as effective.
And timeout will be called on the play by the Nicholas County Grizzlies.
Well, we got a timeout here. We'd like to call out one of our sponsors as well, First Baptist Church of Burlington. And Pastor Tom Coldwell. Services are at 9 a.m. And you can watch them on Facebook or listen to them on 107.1 FM.
With 4:14 here in the first quarter, the Kaiser Golden Tornado are up 14-0 against the Nicholas County Grizzlies.
Set up or didn't like what he saw on the other side of the ball, so he called a timeout to talk
Looks
things
like
over
they had
a little bit.
a player not aligned right. Number 5 was kind of making his way back to the back end of the setup, so looks like he might have been out of position, and he just figured it was safer to call the timeout than to try to run a broken play.
Right. You're right, Chris. If you look over it, that's a big-looking line there on Nicholas County. They do look like they overshadow the Kaiser line a little bit, but when you look at Gabe Ryan and Vito Amoruso and the guys along the Kaiser line, it's really not affecting them at all because they've been making plays like they did last week and have for a while.
So once again, McKinney coming out here. 5 receivers out wide. McKinney drops back. Pressure comes to his face, hits the man underneath. A little bit of a dig route on the play.
Jackson Morrison on that catch, and about 7 yards on the play there. There's a penalty though. And I did not see the personal foul, but there was a personal foul against the Golden Tornado. So that 7-yard gain, which would have had him at 4th and 4, turned into a 22-yard gain, and an automatic first down at the Kaiser 34-yard line.
Nicholas County knocking on Kaiser territory now. McKinney under center. Handoff is going to be to Williams, who is met really quickly by Dre Allen.
Yeah, it's really hard to run through a wall, and that's what they tried to do right there. And
it's about the equivalent of running straight at Dre at this point. And their running back, Jacob Williams, I mean, he's a decent-sized kid, about 185 pounds, but Dre just stonewalled him there at the line of scrimmage. Nicholas County in a staggered I formation here. Handoff is going to be Williams, who fumbles the ball, and just luckily for him, it rolls out of bounds.
And who popped that ball out of there? It looked like Gabe Ryan, number 64, got his hand around him and didn't make the tackle, but he did make a fumble, and luckily for the Grizzlies, it rolled out of bounds. They did lose yards, but they do get to keep the ball.
Yeah, it looked like he came in there with a little bit of a Mike Tyson uppercut, punched that ball out. Now at 3rd and 13, Nicholas County looking for an answer. Back in the shotgun is McKinney. Rolls out to his left side, tries to cut it back up in, and he has a little bit of space. Benny Oates is there waiting for him, and he brings him down. Nice little gain on the play on the scramble.
Yeah, he made a little bit of something out of nothing there, and I think he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to outrun Benny to the sideline, so he tried to cut it back in, and that let Benny get him down right there.
Also want to recognize that up in the booth with us tonight is our stat man, Mr. Vic Clay. Going to have some halftime and post-game statistics for us here by the end of the half. And now with about a 4th and 7.
They did give him forward progress on that fumble.
And the fake. He's throwing it deep to a wide open receiver. He has to wait for it, and he catches it, and he is in for the touchdown. Number 24, Garrett Kesterson. We've seen them practicing that play action deep ball in pregame, and they absolutely killed Kaiser on that one. There was absolutely no one running with Kesterman downfield.
And I think McKinney was a little surprised he was quite that open, because he sort of floated that ball, and looked like Bradfield was trying to get over there, but he was so wide open it really didn't matter that it was floated.
Looked like it was a kind of a blown coverage on Kaiser's part. The kick is up, and it is no good. So, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds here in the first quarter, Kaiser's up 14-6 against the Grizzlies on a really nice deep ball touchdown there. Just a very simple play action to the running back, and McKinney just kind of hitch-stepped it and hit Kesterman wide open.
Yeah, and Kesterson was way out there to the right, and I think there was a little bit of a mix-up on, as you said, a little bit mix-up on the coverage. One of those, I'm going with him, no, I'm going with him, and then neither guy goes with him. So Kesterson was out there all by himself out there at the 5-yard line, and
Just kind of waited for it.
Just kind of waited there for it. And that was one of those ones where you have about 3 seconds to think of how many ways you can drop a wide open pass. But he did haul it in and got into the touchdown, diving across the line as Bradfield caught up to him, but not quick enough.
Reminder that our kickoffs tonight are being brought to you by First People's Community Federal Credit Union, the official sponsor of Kaiser High School Golden Tornado kickoffs.
The Grizzlies are definitely taking their time when they go to the sidelines. And last week it was such a quick-moving game. Kaiser, they run a very quick offense, and Washington was running pretty quick. And the Grizzlies are sort of slowing this game down, maybe trying to disrupt rhythm wherever they can, to keep Kaiser on their heels just a little bit.
So lining up for the kick is number 11, Braden Short. Back to receive for Kaiser is Zion Powell and Hunter Van Pelt. Short's kick is a floater, recovered on the play by number 30, Anthony Mealy. Mealy made the smart play, kind of controlled the possession of the ball and held onto it with 2 hands as he took the contact.
And the kicking the ball hasn't been real friendly to the Grizzlies tonight. They've had a 12-yard punt and then sort of a short kick there. So Kaiser is getting great field position anytime that there is a kick coming from the Grizzlies.
Root under center here at the 42. Penalty on the play.
Offside against Nicholas County. Ball was spotted at the 47-yard line.
Somebody was lined up offsides trying to get as much of an edge as they could to get in there to that backfield from...
Little jump there by the D tackle. Move Kaiser up into Grizzly territory. Root under center. Kicks Powell in motion. Handoff on the play to Sammy Bradfield, who gains a couple on the play. He's going to be close for a first down. Maybe a yard short. Second and 1 now. Kaiser lining up with 2 receivers out to the right side. Powell comes in motion. And double handoff, but it is dropped on the play by Powell. Ball is still on the ground.
I believe Kaiser did get that back. Number 53, Caden Youngblood, fell on that ball. And it's funny, we were just talking about that earlier, that Kaiser hadn't run that double handoff, and the first time they did, and the ball's a little slippery tonight.
Root taking control of the offense. Handoff up the middle to Dre Allen, who spins out of a tackle. He bounces it out wide. Dre Allen is to the 30, the 20, the 10, and he is going to walk it in for the Kaiser Golden Tornado touchdown.
49-yard scamper there for Dre Allen, and the pinball is the best way to describe his running style because he bounces off of things and just keeps on rolling.
Well, he's got thighs the size of tree trunks, so if you don't get a hold and wrap up around that man, he's going to roll right out, and that's exactly what he did. Met 2 defenders there along the A-gap and just spun right out of the tackle and just hit the burners. The kick is good by Seth Ernest. Brings Kaiser up 21-6 against Nicholas County with 1:18 left here in the first quarter.
And speaking of power running, we want to thank the Belt Group for powering us up tonight here in the booth. They provided the generator and power that keeps our production bus going. Thanks to the Belt Group. But I think we've really seen, like we talked about pre-game, is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that's exactly what Kaiser's doing here, is they're Timbrook's running the ball, they really haven't had to throw the ball tonight, but they are running the ball well and picking right up where they left off last week.
Mr. Vic Clay up here doing our unofficial statistics, kind of keeping track of everything for us. Dre Allen right now only has 3 carries, but he's got 72 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Nice. Almost 25 yard per carry average, and that's not a bad average to have.
I mean, you can do better, right? I mean, Seth Ernest lining up for the First People's Community Federal Credit Union kickoff. Nicholas County returners are playing a little shallow. They're moving up to around the 20-yard line. I guess they're not expecting the deep ball to come. And Seth Ernest's kick is going to go out of bounds. That will be a penalty on the kickoff team.
Yeah, you have an opportunity to kind of pin them back in there, and unfortunately the kick goes out of bounds and gives Nicholas County a fairly decent starting position for this drive.
McKinney going to line up in the pistol formation. Williams behind him. 2 receivers out wide to his left, 1 to his right. Going to hand it up the gut to Williams, who is met by a couple tornado defenders.
Jacob Williams on the carry. Stop on the play by Vito Amaruso.
Got about 2 yards on that carry.
Big Vito Amaruso meeting him in the middle.
Yeah, that was a hard-earned 2 yards.
Gain of 2 of the play, 2nd and 8.
That's one thing that Nicholas County definitely hasn't been able to get much going against Kaiser is on the run game up the middle tonight.
Right, especially yards after contact. It seems like as soon as they're getting hit, they're they're pretty much going down right when they get hit.
McKinney now back in shotgun. Takes a snap, handoff. Fakes the handoff, throws back to Williams, who is lowering the boom on a couple defenders. Ball comes out.
Looked like he was down, but Nicholas County did recover the ball. And that was such a quick kind of fake handoff. I think it caught everybody by surprise. That was a good fake.
Yeah, quick fake off to Williams on the play. Little throw back out on the flare. And with that, we have the end of our first quarter. Kaiser up 21-6 against the Nicholas County Grizzlies.
That first quarter was brought to you by Coldwell Banker and Hometown Realty. Thank you for sponsoring this Allegheny Media broadcast of Kaiser High School football.
So here now as we roll into the second quarter, tonight's second quarter sponsor and third quarter sponsor are the good people at Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den. You know, if you look around this stadium, they got banners all over. They help out with the concession stand with donating pizzas for the concession stand. Kurt Kesner and all them at Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den do an amazing job with being a part of Kaiser High School athletics. So we really want to acknowledge Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den for being a part of tonight's sponsors.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's nice to have these business like Foxes, Kaiser Foxes in the community to help out with the to help out with the sense of community here and bringing everybody together. And now you said it, I'm craving a mushroom and pepperoni Big Daddy right now.
You know what? Probably here around halftime, we'll call in a pizza, man.
Hey, why not?
We'll call in a pizza. We'll get it brought up here to the booth. Enjoy us some Foxes while we're up here.
Works for me. I just have to remember to mute myself when I'm taking a big bite so you don't hear me chomping in the microphone.
Speaking of eating, let's see what this Kaiser defense can do against this Nicholas County offense now here in the second quarter. McKinney drops back, throws a quick one out. It's number 24 for the first down. And Garrett Kesterson takes the little hitch route, gets the first down, makes one tackler miss, and goes out of bounds.
First down, Grizzlies.
Kestersen's been a favorite target of McKinney, and those 6, 7, 8 yard passes are just like having a nice outside run. It's just picking up yards and grinding away down the field. And Kaiser's getting in on those plays. They're not letting them go for big plays, but they're still moving the ball. So you want to tighten that up.
McKinney back. Handoff on the play, number 27, Williams. And he has a little bit of a head of steam. He is plowing through defenders. And he is finally brought down out of bounds around the 30-yard line.
A 19-yard run, and I was just getting ready to say that Kaiser was staying up in a tight run-first defense, but I think that they are still on their heels just a little bit watching for that pass, and that gave Williams, who runs really hard, it gave him just enough room to get out there and get almost 20 yards on that carry.
I mean, he's not an incredibly heavy guy. I mean, he's listed at 5'8", 185, but he runs really strong.
He's strong, yeah.
Taking a couple Tornadoes defenders with him on the last play. Fake handoff to Williams. McKinney's going to try and roll out. He's got nothing. He has to try to bounce it back up the middle, and he is met by the Tornado defense for a loss on the play.
When he watches film of this game, he is going to punch himself because he had a wall of linemen set up on the outside, and instead of cutting it outside, he cut back up inside, which, you're told to go north and south, but when he watches film, he's going to see 3 of his linemen standing out there ready to block for him, and he just missed that.
Tried to take it back up into the teeth of the Kaiser defense and was met abruptly. McKinney now going under center. Pitch will be out to Williams. He tries to bounce it out. Some good stiff arms, lowering the shoulder.
Jacob Williams on the carry, tackled by Chase Evans.
Tackled by Chase Evans. I tell you what, he's only getting, on a lot of these, he's only getting about 3-4 yards a pop. But man, he is laying some heat down as he's running that ball.
He really is. He runs similar to Dre Allen. Pound for pound, he's a little bit lighter than Dre Allen, and I think Dre's pretty strong, but they're built very similarly, run very similar.
Had a couple nice stiff arms on that run there. Fake on the play. McKinney is back. He's rolling out to the right now. He's getting ran by a couple defenders, and he makes a nice throw on the run, and it is, I believe, caught on the play.
Yeah.
Nice sliding catch on the play by Wesley Hill.
The Grizzlies overloaded on the left side. That was pretty much a designed play for a left side pass, and when McKinney rolled to his right to escape the pressure, he realized he didn't have a single receiver.
There's no one over there.
He didn't have anybody on the right side, so he had to run back to the left, and he was able to find Wesley Hill just sneaking underneath the coverage for a nice gain.
McKinney back in shotgun. Try to run that power right for the quarterback out to the left side.
Gordon McKinney on the keeper. Tackled by Benny Oates.
Gains a couple on the play. I'd say about 6. And now we got Nicholas County kind of making a little bit of a push up front. They're running the ball a little more now. Yeah, they're getting some decent yardage.
Yeah, they really are, and they've run that. McKinney has run that quarterback run off the side and really had no luck whatsoever, and that's the first he's really gotten some good yards from that.
McKinney back in shotgun with a back to each side of him. He's going to hand it off to Williams. Takes it up to the middle of the Kaiser defense, gains a couple on the play. Benny Oates meets him there around the, I'd say, the 6-yard line.
Now Nicholas County has a 1st and goal from the 6, and Kaiser going to take a timeout and think about it a little bit. Gives us time to thank the Wheelhouse Academy for their scoreboard integration and sponsorship of the broadcast tonight.
Kaiser calling a timeout. Nicholas County kind of pushing it down their throats here at the beginning of this quarter. Really grinding it down. Some nice power runs off tackle by both the quarterback and Williams. You know, I don't know what the coach said to Williams here going into the second quarter, but he's been running angry.
Yeah, he really has, and up to this point, we really hadn't seen a power game from Nicholas County, and I think that aided by some successful passes and receptions, Kaiser's had to sort of soften up their front line to make sure they don't get caught on the pass. So now Kaiser can go back into a run-first mentality here inside the 10-yard line on defense and see if they can stop that power run that's been going pretty well for the Grizzlies.
And Kaiser going back out on defense. Here trying to make a goal line stand.
See what Nicholas County tries to do, if they stay in that power run or if they try to do something a little bit, try to catch Kaiser off guard.
Snap back to McKinney's going to hand it off to Williams, who is met at the line. Gains maybe one on the play.
That's kind of what we thought it might be is, you know, once Nicholas County got down in here tight and needed to go back to the power game and Kaiser knew they were going to be in the power run, they were able to get up in there and clog the middle.
So now, second down around the 6-yard line. Snap back. McKinney fakes it, tries to throw the little fade route, and it is broken up on the play.
Yeah, great defense there.
Malachi Blow breaking up the pass in the end zone.
He was about a half a step away from actually intercepting that pass and getting Kaiser the ball at the 20-yard line. But if you're not going to intercept it, at least break it up, and that's exactly what he did.
McKinney had some nice zip on that quick little out route there in the end zone.
Seemed like it took just a little too long to develop and gave the defense time to kind of find out where the personnel were at.
Now McKinney by himself in the backfield. Receivers spread out. Drops back, pressure coming, and he overthrows his receiver, Bryson Morstan.
He saw a big number 42 coming at him very quickly there, and you know, the receiver was open, but like we said before, when the line can get in and disrupt the quarterback, that's as effective as a really good secondary as well, because that pass was thrown way too quick and way too high.
So now, fourth from about the 6-yard line, they're just going to kick it. The kick is up, and it hits off of the field goal post. That will be no good for Nicholas County. They had a really good job of driving down the field there, but just kind of fizzled out there in the red zone.
Yeah, that's the one part of the kicking a field goal you don't want to do is, you know, it's hard to hit that pole, but you don't want to do it.
And we want to remind everybody that drive by Nicholas County, powering it down there, is brought to you by Timbrook Automotive Group. As Kaiser lines up now from the 20-yard line. Handoff on a play to Hunter Van Pelt. Makes a couple moves, makes a man miss, and he is wrapped up and brought down around the 29. Gain of 9 yards on the play by Hunter Van Pelt. Want to remind everyone that Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den has an online code that you can use for a 10% discount on tonight's game. Use code Kaiser Football Online for 10% off of your order. Dre Allen shrugging off defenders. He cuts it up, and Dre Allen is chugging down the field. And he takes it in.
71 yards.
Dre Allen looked like a man amongst boys on that run as he just shucked off defenders left and right and took it to the house.
Yeah, there was a little bit of everything in that run. There was power, there was shiftiness, and then he turned on the jets at the end, and you know, his defenders just watched him run away, or his teammates out there just watched him run away from them as he was off to the races.
Snap back to Seth Ernest. Kick is up, and it is good. Kaiser wasting no time on that one.
So we were talking about Dre Allen needing to up his average a little bit. I think he just did that with his 71-yard run.
Yeah, he's probably averaging probably around 30 to 40 yards a carry at this point. I mean, he's just piling off big runs left and right against his defense.
And that's the thing with, you know, this Kaiser backfield is they're very diverse back there. They have anyone they can hand the ball off to, and once you shift your focus to try and focus on Dre Allen, then they're just going to hand it to Van Pelt or bring Powell around on the outside.
Or Sammy Bradfield. I mean, either any of them, you key in on one, they're just going to kill you with the other. And that's kind of been the beauty of watching this offense work over these past couple weeks.
And we really haven't even seen Gavin Root have to take off with the ball or anything yet, but he's another backfield threat as well.
Yeah, one of the big things that they were hitting on last week was that little quarterback rollout pass, and they haven't even, I don't think they've attempted it maybe more than once in tonight's game so far.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But, I mean, why do you need to whenever you're killing them on the run game like that?
Right.
Seth Ernest with a quick little squib kick.
Looked like a punt.
And number 10, Caleb Clark, is going to take a knee on it. Kaiser will take possession. Excuse me, Nicholas County will take possession here at around the 34-yard line.
And see if Nicholas County tries to go back to getting deep down the field again, and which they did pretty well last drive and got down inside the 10, and when they had to revert back to more of a power game, they just kind of fizzled out of steam there.
McKinney back in the pistol formation. Two receivers out to his left side. Handoff to Williams. He has a little bit of a hole, and he is dropped on the play by Gabe Ryan, and looked to be Gabe Ryan and Caden Youngblood on the stop. Yeah, Mr. Williams isn't the type to where you can kind of bring him down one man. You got to get multiple hats on him.
Yeah, Kaiser sort of did a high-low job there, someone around his legs, and then Gabe Ryan came up around the back to finish off the tackle there. Nicholas County taking a long time here, trying to keep the ball out of Kaiser's hands as much as possible and extend their drive and eat up as much clock as they can.
McKinney now under center. And he barely gets the handoff off to Williams. Parker Anderson was absolutely humming in at that quarterback. I don't know how he got the handoff off there.
Yeah, I almost thought that Parker was just going to take the handoff himself and just keep running the other direction.
Parker Anderson almost had himself a gift. But McKinney smart enough to get the handoff off to Williams on the play. As they line up here for this 3rd and 4. McKinney fakes the handoff, rolling out to his right, throws crossbody, and it is bobbled and dropped on the play by Garrett Kesterson. He almost came down with it, but I guess on that little spin coming down, he lost control.
Yeah, when you're up in the air like that and you're spinning around, you get a little dizzy and lose your bearings. And Seth Healy did a good job though of getting in there and just wreaking all kinds of havoc for him trying to catch that pass.
Healy doing the best he can to break that one up and did his job. Now here's Nicholas County comes out to punt. Back is Van Pelt and Zion Powell. Snap is back, the kick is up, almost blocked on the play. And Zion Powell, a little bit of a little fight there on the play with number 21 Wesley Hill going down on that ball. I don't know if he thought maybe he might have touched it and he had to go down for it, but
Wesley Hill was running right with the ball for Nicholas County, and I think instinctively he put his hands out and he did touch the ball, which then if that that's an illegal touch, so Kaiser could pick that ball up, but Hill fell on the ball, and I guess Zion was just kind of like, I'm going to make sure that ball is covered up or I'm going to take it.
Root rolls out to his right side. Pass on the play completed, number 82. He is going down the sideline.
Nice pass.
Damian Emmerich on the catch there.
That was just a nice looking play. It was a nice quick pass, good catch, nice run after the catch, all around good play.
Correction, that was Braden Keller on the catch there. Hand off to Van Pelt. He's making some moves. He's dragging a defender, and he is brought out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be a late hit out of bounds on the play.
Yeah, he was being pulled out of bounds and just got about a half a step or a full step out of bounds there, and
defender who came in and kind of dropped the shoulder into the pile.
Yeah, it was one of those, like, I'm not really going to hit you, but I'm going to go ahead and hit you anyway. So that adds some nice yards onto that run.
So the big pass into the flat play got Kaiser down here towards the red zone. Gavin Root back in shotgun. Hand off to Zion Powell. He's going to bounce it, cut back up in, and he's going to walk it in for the Kaiser touchdown.
7 yards for Zion Powell, and that was a really nice cut. He was headed outside and just darted inside for the touchdown.
Zion Powell on a dime takes that from an outside run back up inside and walks it into the end zone.
Again, all set up, like you said, by that nice little pass out into the flat. And
snap back. Kick is up, and it is good on the play. Seth Ernest at about 100% on the day so far on his extra points. So with 5:35 left here in the second quarter, the Kaiser Golden Tornado are up 35 to Nicholas County Grizzlies 6. Kaiser maintaining kind of full control here as they begin to make their way here towards the half.
We talked about it a little bit before the game. Last year these guys met in the playoffs, and Kaiser had to take the trip down into West Virginia to play the Grizzlies at the Grizzlies home field down in Somersville. And there was a little bit of talk before the game. Nicholas County was the higher-ranked, fourth-ranked team, and a little bit of discussion on the Twitterverse about how Nicholas County was going to welcome Kaiser, not very friendly, and Kaiser had something to say about that and went down and shellacked them.
Yeah, with a score of about 49-0 at the half. They just kind of rode out the second half as it was. So now here we got Nicholas County making their way up here for a regular season matchup, and it's been kind of the same ordeal. Kaiser has kind of maintained control aside from that deep ball pass that they scored on. Nicholas County hasn't really been able to get much going in this one tonight. Tonight's kickoff, once again, brought to you by First People's Community Federal Credit Union, the official kickoff sponsor of Golden Tornado football. Seth Ernest with a quick little kick to around the 25-yard line. Recovered on the play by number 24, Garrett Kesserson, who gets shot out of bounds around the 36-yard line.
That was Seth Healy on that tackle there, and called his name a couple of times tonight of making some nice plays and making himself known out there on the field.
Seth Healy's another young one that's doing a lot of work for this Kaiser Golden Tornado team. I mean, he's only a sophomore, so he has a couple more years left of good ball in him.
Yeah, this Kaiser team has some young guys that are making plays already and really setting themselves up already even for next season.
McKinney back in the pistol. Hand off to Williams, who is brought down around the ankles on the play by Gabe Ryan.
Gabe Ryan's another one of those young guys, another sophomore out there. Definitely has the size and speed and athletic ability of someone who's a little bit older than what he actually is, and he's just going to keep getting better and better and probably bigger and stronger as well.
Looking at about a 2nd and 7 for this Grizzlies offense. McKinney back in shotgun. And we got a double handoff here to Kesterman, who is met by a couple tornado in the backfield. They were not tricked on that one.
You know, Vito Amoruso just trailing that play and was running step for step with the ball carrier and disrupted it enough in the backfield to create a loss on the play.
Tried to run a little reverse there from handoff to Williams, who then gave it to Kesterson, tried to bring it backside, and the Tornado defense kind of stayed at home on it and made the tackle in the backfield. Loss of about 6 on the play.
Again, Nicholas County taking a long time before bringing the play into the huddle. It's obviously a passing down here on 3rd and long. Let's see what Kaiser tries to bring the pressure or if they drop back. And they took just a little bit too long. We'll delay a game, they'll back them up 5 yards. I think I just heard the Kool-Aid man here. Somebody did an oh yeah out there.
We currently have 157 people on Facebook watching us for tonight's matchup.
Sweet.
Thank you to everybody who's taking part in watching some Kaiser Golden Tornado football. Quarterback going to roll out, going to be met by pressure, and he is brought down on the play. Big Vito Amoruso with the sack.
Amoruso and Ryan out there are just causing all kinds of trouble. And, you know, Gabe didn't get the tackle necessarily on that one, but he created so much of a mess back there that Amoruso was able to come in on the backside and finish the tackle. If you're in the Kaiser area watching this game tonight, make sure you order yourself a pizza from the Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den, proud sponsors of the broadcast here tonight for the second quarter.
Use online code Kaiser Football Online to save 10% on your order tonight. Zion Powell has a wall out in front of him. He's shaking and baking. He's making a defender stumble, and he tries to stretch it out across, but he does not get it.
Looks like the ball hit right around the 1 yard line. He did end up in the end zone, but it looks like he dragged the ball as he was going in there. And there's a lot of shake and bake going on.
Your mouth kind of dropped there because you could see whenever he caught that punt, he had a little wall set up there out to the side, and he just had to kind of make a man miss. And I don't know if it was one of the linemen, but he broke some man's ankles down there around the 5 yard line before he was eventually brought down. So Kaiser with, I'd say all right field position here.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Can't get much better.
Starting an offensive drive here at the 1 yard line.
Thought they might put Root up under center and let him dive it in.
Gavin Root going to roll it out to the right side, throw it out,
nice
and
play.
It is completed on the play. That would be number 82, Damian Emmerich, on the reception. Touchdown for the Kaiser Golden Tornado. Quick little out route by Emmerich on the play.
Yeah, Kaiser hasn't really had to throw the ball a whole lot tonight, and but when they have, they've been very efficient doing it.
Seth Ernest back for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. Here we are winding down in the second quarter. Kaiser with a big lead, up 42-6 against the Nicholas County Grizzlies. And big thank you to the Wheelhouse Academy for being a part of tonight's sponsors, as always, for their scoreboard integration, providing some great training to athletes all along the area. As we have Seth Ernest lining up here for the Kaiser kickoff, provided by First People's Community Federal Credit Union. Ernest's kick is a quick little bouncer, smacks off the hands of the defender, who just falls down on it.
I think he had to put his hands up in self-defense there.
Ball went straight to the face mask of Jackson Mullins, who just kind of swatted it away and fell down on it. Nicholas County was able to recover the ball, start with field position here about the 33-yard line.
I think for the most part, they've started every drive in front of the 30-yard line. They haven't really started many kickoff drives too far deep, but Kaiser defense is pretty much not giving them anything to do with that decent field position after a kickoff.
McKinney, only man back, 5 receivers out wide. Drop back, and all the Kaiser defenders are making their way towards him. And flag thrown. I don't know if you're going to call that a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, that's one of those plays where you darned if you do, darned if you don't kind of deal. But yeah, it almost looked like a screen pass there. Well, oh, they called intentional grounding. I thought they had a receiver out here, but they must have said that he wasn't close enough to the ball. And even though he was well out of the pocket, there is no throwing away the ball in high school football. There has to be a receiver.
Got to get to someone.
Yep.
And I guess he threw it a little bit too far out of bounds.
Yep. Yeah, it really looked like it was going to be a screen pass there at first, the way they let the lineman come through. But I think the Golden Tornado line just overpowered the Grizzlies.
So now Nicholas County here with a first and very long, looks like about first and 29 on the play. First and 29, first and 30, something along those lines. McKinney back, handoff to Williams. Kind of pushing his blockers forward, and oh, he is hit.
Williams, who started off a little bit slow, and then a little bit earlier in this quarter, by the end of the first quarter, early this quarter, was running really strong, and he's kind of running a little bit slower now. They really only run off that left side with him the last 3 or 4 times he's touched the ball, not really being too inventive with what they're doing with his running, just sort of taking him off the left.
Chase Evans wrapped him up on the play. I don't know who it was who came flying in there at the end and really kind of stuck him.
Yep.
To bring him down.
You just see the level of physicality. We talked about that last week. You talked about that before the game today. The level of physicality is just so much more evident on the Golden Tornado side, swarming to the ball, making sure they're making good, solid contact, and when a team is playing a little bit on their heels and they're not ready for those hits, they're not going to be running quite as hard. And I think that's what you're kind of seeing with Williams. He's getting popped out there.
And he's been the primary ball carrier. It's not like, Kaiser where they're running multiple guys. Mm-hmm. Williams is kind of the primary guy for Nicholas County, who's been getting all the brunt of all the handoffs. So he's got to be getting tired out there here as the second quarter starts to wind down.
Right. And they keep running him to the left, which is right at number 64 out there on the right side of the Kaiser defense. And Gabe Ryan is out there waiting for it, and Vito Amoruso, they're just kind of waiting for feast.
McKinney back in shotgun. One receiver out to the left, three to the right. He's going to drop back, fake the pass. He's going to run up the middle. He's got a little bit of space here, and he is stuck on the play.
Yeah, that was quite a thump.
I believe that was
Caden Youngblood on that hit. At least that's who they're all kind of congratulating out there after that hit.
Haven't received any confirmation who exactly that was. I believe it was Youngblood. Back to receive the kick is Powell and Van Pelt. Snap is back, and it is dropped on the play by the punter.
That's one way to get good field position.
And Chase Evans gets in there to kind of tag him down. Kaiser once again getting fantastic field position inside their own red zone to start out the drive.
I think the kicker could see the rush coming and knew he had to hurry up, and just fumbled his hands a little bit trying to hurry up too much and dropped the ball.
So Kaiser starting this drive in the red zone after the muffed punt by the punter. Gavin Root's going to keep it, take it up the middle, and dives over a defender for the first down.
Yeah, great blocking up front from that offensive line. Just blowing the defensive line off the ball, and Gavin Root was just like a bullet right up through the middle there.
Kaiser now inside the 10-yard line. Root's going to roll out to the left side. Throw it to Powell, who is going to take it in for the Golden Tornado touchdown. Gavin Root completes the 7-yard pass to Zion Powell out in the flat to the left side.
And again, Kaiser being very efficient with the passing when they do go to the pass. They got 2 passing touchdowns. They had a nice play to Damian Emmerich out there in the flat to get them down for another touchdown. Doing really well with that.
Snap back, kick is up, and it is good on the play. Seth Ernest once again with a good kick. With 1:18 left here in the second quarter, the Kaiser Golden Tornado are up 49-6 against the Nicholas County Grizzlies. While we got a second, let's see a quick word from one of our sponsors, the Timbrook Automotive Group.
Buying an automobile isn't supposed to be hard. Hi, I'm Fred Timbrook Jr., and at Timbrook Automotive, we make car buying easy. When you buy from us, you can expect your experience to be transparent and stress-free. For your convenience, we have locations in Cumberland, Oakland, and Kaiser, which means you can get the finest cars at the lowest prices close to home. Visit us today at any of our locations to experience the Timbrook difference, or shop online at timbrook.com.
And as we line up here for the ensuing kickoff, Kaiser in clean control of this game here as we get ready to go into halftime with 1:18 left. Seth Ernest preparing for the kickoff.
Yeah, and with the exception of the long touchdown pass and the 6 points on the board, we've pretty much seen a repeat so far of what we saw last year when these guys met at the in the postseason.
Seth Ernest running up for the kick. Quick little squib and is going to roll out of bounds. I guess he was maybe hoping for a little bit more of a pop on the kick, bounced the ball up in the air. Did not get it on the play, so it would be a penalty.
He went right back at number 33, Jackson Mullins, who the last time he did that just had to put his hands up in self-defense and caused a little fumble-rooski out there. And again, if he's trying to pinpoint the ball out there, against a team like this, when you're up with a nice lead, it's not too bad. But when you're in a tight game, you want to make sure you're not kicked. That's his second kick out of bounds tonight, so might be something he's going to want to work on a little bit more as the season goes on.
McKinney back in the pistol set. Will take the snap and give the handoff to Williams up the middle, who is brought down after no gain on the play.
Yeah, definitely not running as strong as he was a little bit ago. He's
Parker Anderson and Gabe Ryan in on the tackle there.
Running out a little bit of gas, I think.
And it looks like Nicholas County might just want to let this clocks roll here going into the half. Starting to drive out with that little run play to get that clock moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should only have to do, depending on what happens, one more play. As long as the clock does not stop.
And once again, out of the pistol set. Hand off to Williams. And he makes hard contact with the Kaiser defense. Really drops his shoulder into it, but brought down on the play by Caden Youngblood.
Yeah, again, trying to go up that left side, and it hasn't really worked the last 4 or 5 times they've tried to run him off the left side at all.
Kaiser defense kind of stonewalling the run game here now late in the second. And looks like the clock is going to run out here as we go into the half. Kaiser with a huge lead here, up 49-6 against the Nicholas County Grizzlies. With that, we want to announce that our halftime is brought to you by the people running this production, our good people through Allegheny Media. And with that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back here momentarily with some statistics and just kind of some conversation about how the first half went. And we will get back with everybody here momentarily. I'd say about 5 minutes here left in the half, and let's hear a word from all of our sponsors. Thank you.
Marching band and concert band, 3 years jazz band. Connor's future plans include attending Potomac State College to pursue a degree in computer information systems. Maria Collins, accompanied by friend Jamie Cox, senior member of the low brass section, 4 years of marching band and concert band, recently transferring to us from Clay County. 1 year jazz band. Future plans include attending WVU to pursue a degree in nursing. Arlie Kreitz, accompanied by Father Nathan Kreitz and Mother Crystal Kreitz, senior member of the Color Guard section, captain for 2 years. 4 years of marching band and color guard. 4 years indoor color guard. Future plans include attending West Virginia Wesleyan to pursue a degree in nursing. Courtney Ellifritz, accompanied by her mother Heather Ellifritz and her father Sean Ellifritz, Senior member of the Low Woodwind section, 2 years as captain. 4 years of marching band and concert band, 3 years region band, 2 years jazz band. Future plans include attending Marshall University to pursue a degree in veterinary medicine. Ricky Farrell, accompanied by stepfather Scott Casenza and mother Danielle Casenza. Senior drum major and member of the flute section, 3 years as drum major, 4 years of marching band and concert band. Future plans include attending Potomac State College to pursue a degree and a Doctor of Medicine to eventually become a surgeon. Brandy Haynes, accompanied by Aunt Ryan Holloway and Uncle Teddy Holloway. Senior member of the Color Guard section, 4 years of marching band and color guard, 3 years indoor color guard. Future plans include attending Eastern Technical College to pursue a degree in phlebotomy to become a medical technician. Landon Kaiser, accompanied by father Chris Fout and mother Amanda Fout. Senior member of the Pitt section, captain for 3 years. 4 years of marching band and concert band, 2 years jazz band, and future plans include attending WVU to pursue a degree in radiology. Kaylee Lane, accompanied by her mother Megan Stewart and father Dennis Stewart. Senior member of Pitt section, 4 years of marching band and concert band. Future plans include attending Potomac State and Fairmont State to pursue a degree as a veterinary technician. Aaron Lillard, accompanied by his father Brandon Lillard and Julie Sines, and accompanied in the spirit of his mother, Tanya Lillard. Senior member of the Low Brass section, 4 years of marching band and concert band, 2 years jazz band. Future plans include serving his country in the Navy to eventually become a nuclear engineer. Hannah Slaughter, accompanied by mother Misty Slaughter and father Ted Slaughter. Senior drum major and member of the alto sax section, 3 years as drum major. 4 years of marching band and concert band, 3 years region band, 2 years jazz band. Future plans include attending Penn State to pursue a degree in political science. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to these young men and women to the 2020 Kaiser High School Senior Marching Band members.
And we'd like to welcome everybody back here as we kind of talk about the first half as this halftime kind of winds down. Mr. Vic Clay wrote us up some statistics that we have here. Gavin Root throwing the ball pretty well. He's 4 for 5 on the night with 83 yards and 2 passing scores. Zion Powell, 5 carries, 72 yards and a rushing touchdown, averaging about 14.5 yards per touch. Dre Allen, absolutely killing it out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
4 carries for 143 yards and 3 scores. Dre Allen's averaging 35 yards per carry, which is astronomical.
Yeah, that's pretty good production output. And, I mean, you know, he's been, yeah, like you said, unstoppable, really, every time he touches the ball.
Also, the quarterback, Root, 2 carries for 47 yards. He broke away 1 decent run, averaging 23.5. Van Pelt, 2 carries for 24 yards. He's averaging about 12 yards per touch. Sammy Bradfield with 1 carry on the day for 4 yards. Receiving-wise, believe it is Damian Emmerich has 1 catch for 1 yard and 1 touchdown.
That's right.
Had that goal line out route there that he took in. Zion Powell, we saw here right before the end of the half, 1 catch, 7 yards and a score. And then we have Braden Keller with 1 catch for 40 yards, and Sammy Bradfield with kind of that opening pass. It looked more like a punt than it was a pass because he kind of waited on it for 1 catch for 35 yards.
Right, and the rushing game is no real surprise. Kaiser showed us last week that they can run the ball pretty much at will and with any of their 4 or 5 different ball carriers that they want to use. And while Kaiser did show some nice passes last week, I think they've been very efficient and crisp and well thrown tonight. You said Root's only had 1 miss. He's been very... And
that was the first play of the game.
Yeah, been very on target for the whole game. And, you know, for a team like Kaiser that is a run-heavy team because they run so well, to actually have, you know, a stat line for passing of 4 for 5 or 83 yards and 2 touchdowns, it's pretty impressive for a team that also runs as well as they do.
Yeah, Kaiser as a whole running very well there in the first half. I'm expecting, you know, with there being such a lead here going into the second half, we're going to see a lot of younger guys getting some reps. Probably going to see a lot of, you know, Anthony Mealy, Seth Healy, a lot of these guys in the backfield, these freshmen and sophomores getting some carries out there. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, kind of like how it was against Washington last week, which that one was kind of more later, deeper into the fourth quarter. We might see them a little bit earlier tonight. Right. But it was interesting to see the younger guys out there getting a lot of touches. So.
Oh, yeah, it is. And, I mean, all that, you know, that just prepares you so well for down the road. You know, if you need to bring guys off the bench, if someone needs to take a break, or, you know, someone gets a little banged up, needs to come off for a little bit, you've got these guys that have this real-time game experience that can get in there and fill in as they need to. And as we've already talked about, you know, Kaiser has a lot of young guys starting that are doing well too. So, you know, they're really shaping themselves up well for the future down the road for Kaiser football with getting the young guys in there. And yeah, I think that you know, we're going to see a pretty quick second half Probably have a running clock for some of it just because of the score differential. And, although that shortens the game a little bit, it's probably not going to hurt Nicholas County's feelings any to get out of here a little earlier for that long drive back down to Summersville.
So as we wind down here at halftime, let's take a quick look at one of our sponsors, Wheelhouse Academy. We'll take a quick look at what they have to offer for us with their scoreboard integration that they provide for us, and take a look at their services. Big thank you once again to the Wheelhouse Academy. Also a reminder to everybody that tonight's broadcast is being powered by the Belt Group, providing all the power needed for our production bus and for everything that we're doing up here in the booth as well. Kaiser huddled up. Nicholas County still getting a little bit of stretching in before this second half kick.
Good numbers on both squads, but good numbers as far as the personnel and number of players they got for both of these teams. And I tell you, when we first were talking about this game, we were a little bit making sure to pay attention to the line for Nicholas County because we were discussing their size. What looked like a size advantage, but I think that Kaiser has pretty much come out to say size is, we're stronger. We might not match up for you height-wise and such, but we're stronger and we're going to push you all over the field. And they really have done that on both sides of the ball, really.
And hey, Matt, bell's ringing. Pizza's here.
Oh, nice.
Hey, we told you all that we were going to order a pizza here before we go into the half, and we did. So here we got a champ. With you wanted mushrooms on it, right?
I did want some. I wanted some fungus on my side.
Okay, so once again, order from Fox's Pizza Den here in Kaiser. Use the promo code Kaiser Football Online to save 10% on your order.
And it looks like we've got a scoring update here. Frankfort over in Short Gap playing against 3A Spring Mills. Frankfort is up 14-7.
Spring Mills ranked number 1 right now.
They're ranked number 1, yeah.
So
good,
Frankfort looking good.
Good night for Mineral County football.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for that Frankfort squad, it's going to be very interesting to watch that matchup here late in the year. I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit last week about the Kaiser-Frankfort game, how it's a good game every year. But that Frankfort squad's looking really, really good so far this season. Yeah,
they really are. Both teams have looked well so far this year.
And as we begin here this second half, we begin to line up here for what will be the first People's Community Federal Credit Union kickoff for our second half. Both teams huddled up on the side here, so they get ready to line up.
The White Hat is running back to his spot back there, which means the kickoff is impending any time now.
Yeah, we kind of had to rush through the with our first half kickoff, and now the second half kickoff is they're taking their time on this one.
They're definitely taking their time, and we talked about it earlier. You know, Nicholas County was trying to stretch out that, take as much time as they could when they had the ball to kick Kaiser offense off the field, and just try to wind down that first half and not have much more collateral damage out there. But the game itself has kind of slowed itself down a little bit. But like we said, the second half will probably move a little bit quicker because of the point differential and a running clock for the 35-point rule. Does that start for the third quarter or the fourth quarter?
I believe it's
fourth quarter. Okay. Maryland and West Virginia rules are a little bit different. Maryland starts it at the beginning of the third, and West Virginia is in the fourth with the 35-point rule.
Seth Ernest squaring up the tee as they break the kickoff huddle and line up here for this second half kickoff. Ernest with another roller, and he gets it to bounce back in. And some defenders, and number 21 is breaking free. That is Wesley Hill, who's making some men miss, and finally wrapped up and brought down by Benny Oates.
Very, very good run by Wesley Hill. Looks like it was about a 65, 70-yard return.
It was another one of those ones where you thought the ball was going to roll out of bounds, but it took a nice little Kaiser bounce back inside, and Wesley Hill collected it, made some men miss, and got downfield.
When he caught that ball, his rear foot kind of slid back. I thought he was going to go down on his knee, which, you know, if you're a Nicholas County fan, you're glad he didn't, because he got about 65 yards on that return.
Now Nicholas County starting off this second half in great field position around the 25 of Kaiser. McKinney fakes the handoff, throws it out into the flat to Gerard, who is brought down on the play by number 2, Benny Oates. They ran that concept earlier, that little flat route to Gerard.
Yeah, they really did, but you know, the problem with the Nicholas County attack tonight is their pass game is working, but in order for the pass game to be consistently working, you also have to establish a run game to keep the secondary honest so that they're not back there in coverage. And without that strong run game, the pass game is only good for a couple of good plays until Kaiser adjusts.
McKinney going to hand off on the play to Williams. He's going to bounce around to the outside and get rolled down by Gavin Root around a 3-yard line.
He got hit by Root and was kind of leaning backwards, and at the same time was still pushing Root forward. He's a really strong kid back there coming out of the backfield.
Got a low center of gravity on him, so he's another one that's kind of like a dump truck whenever you meet him in the gap.
Yep. He's had a little time to catch his breath. He was running out of steam earlier, but I think he's got some of that back.
McKinney and shotgun, snap back, hand off again to Williams, who tries to shuck off a defender and gets brought down around the 1. Thought he was going to stretch that one across there for a moment, but it was just short.
I think if he was 5'9", he would have gotten that one, but he is 5'8", 185.
Kaiser making some subs for the, I call it the ground beef package, bringing in some bigger boys for the interior defensive line. As McKinney lines up under center out of an I formation, Kaiser stacking the box. And Williams will take it in. Kaiser almost had enough penetration to break that up for the handoff, but Williams was able to grab it and get into the end zone. So with their first rushing touchdown of the day, Nicholas County bringing it back a little bit.
And if you're Nicholas County, if you're Coach Morris, then you got to be happy with the way they come out and responded in the second half after getting pushed around in the first half, and they come right down the field again on the arm of McKinney.
And the kick is no good. Braden Short swung that thing a little low. Kind of a line drive kick, and was far left.
Tonight marks the 4th meeting.
Kaiser now getting ready to line up for the kickoff with 10:19 here in the third. Kaiser is up 49 to Nicholas County's 12. That scoring drive is brought to you by Timbrook Automotive Group,
Kaiser won 35-20 behind the running of Chuck Bradfield and Ellsworth Reinhardt.
providing service and sales to the Tri-County.
I think what Kaiser's going to do, you know, they got a healthy lead. Yeah, the Grizzlies came out and went right down the field after the second half kickoff. What I think Kaiser's going to kind of want to come out and do is, you know, they might have their starters out there for a series or so, and just kind of see if they can get right back down the field and put another 6 points on the board, 7 points on the board, and reestablish the game, and not necessarily let Nicholas County feel like they've got any momentum to ride on, and just stop that as quick as it started.
Well, they still got the starting group for the kickoff team out there. They still got Zion Powell, Hunter Van Pelt back deep as Short lines up for the kickoff.
Yeah, you do like to get your second and third strings out there as soon as you can, but you do need to have your first string get as much work as they can to make sure they get a full game's, you know, worth of reps.
And a quick little pooch kick out to the side. Recovered on the play by Kaiser. Anthony Mealy making a good recovery on the little high pooch kick out there to the far left side. Will give Kaiser good field position at the 46-yard line.
It does look like we have our starting group out there for the Golden Tornado to see if they can, you know, get a rhythm. It's kind of hard to go in for halftime and then come out and not really play at all. So to get them a little bit of rhythm and then see what they can do, answer quickly.
3 receivers stacked out to the right. Gavin Root's going to roll out. And he felt the pressure and did a little jump pass to Hunter Van Pelt, who then drops it on the play.
Yeah, running a little crossing pattern there. Van Pelt might have felt the heat coming from the defenders that were, you know, that's always a risky play. You don't want to hang your receiver out to dry, and he might have saw someone coming out of the corner of his eye there.
Root through the screen pass out to Zion Powell, who has a little bit of space, shakes off a tackler, spins down, and he has the first down around the 41-yard line. Looks like that was kind of the same play they tried to start the game with that was dropped.
Right.
A little bit of a low toss, but that time it was on line. Now Kaiser kind of going back, same formation, flipped to the left. Screen pass on the play to Sammy Bradfield, and that one is dropped.
That is the first, the same as the first play of the game there. And, you know, tried to just do a little bit of let's see if you can do it on this side too, and just didn't make the connection.
It was a good throw right to the breadbasket. Sammy Bradfield just kind of bobbled it and let it fall. Kaiser now 2nd and 10.
You're getting those outside passes, you want to, those quicks, you want to catch it and go, and sometimes you're running before you catch it.
Kaiser keeping them trips out to the left side. Hand off to Dre Allen, who has all the space in the world, and he is lowering the boom as he's going to take this one into the end zone again. Somebody call the doctor.
39 yards for Dre Allen, and you know what? We were calling him a pinball earlier. I'm going to call him a bowling ball right there because he just ran over people.
Going to call a doctor because that safety had his shoulder dislocated on that one.
Yeah.
He dropped that shoulder right into his chest and absolutely dropped him and just hit the burners. Seth Ernest now for the extra point. Kick is up and it is good.
You know, we were talking, you know, what's Kaiser going to do? They're going to drop and, you know, get right back down the field and score again, and that's what they did.
Kaiser gets ready to line up here for the kickoff. While we got a moment, let's take a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Buying an automobile isn't supposed to be hard. Hi, I'm Fred Timbrook Jr., and at Timbrook Automotive, we make car buying easy. When you buy from us, you can expect your experience to be transparent and stress-free. For your convenience, we have locations in Cumberland, Oakland, and Kaiser, which means you can get the finest cars at the lowest prices close to home. Visit us today at any of our locations to experience the Timbrook difference, or shop online at timbrook.com.
All right, as we get ready to line up here for the First People's Community Federal Credit Union kickoff. Kaiser with a strong lead here with 9:41 left in the third, 56-12.
Yeah, we had talked about, Nicholas County came out and took the second half kickoff and went right down the field on, I think it was 4 plays, and made quick work of it. And we said, let's see what Kaiser does. And Kaiser came out and responded with their own quick drive and just negated the progress that Nicholas County made.
Seth Ernest with a quick little side kick on the play. Hard collision there around the 45-yard line. Parker Anderson on the collision. Nicholas County will start out with possession here at the 45-yard line. Excuse me, make that the 46.
A couple of new jerseys out there for the Kaiser defense as well.
Yeah, it looks like Kaiser's starting to sub in some younger kids. McKinney will drop back, throw onto the little hook route. It is caught. Bryson Morrison on the reception. Malachi Blow on the wrap-up will be a gain of about 4.
Gain of 4, second and 6.
And Nicholas County is going to use as much of the play clock as they can, slow the game down a little bit. And if Kaiser doesn't have the ball, they're hoping they can at least keep them from scoring.
McKinney with 5 wide out there. Pressure up the middle, he throws it, and it is picked off on the play. Number 81, Caden Navana on the interception. Another one of these seniors for the Kaiser Golden Tornado with the pick.
And it is senior night, and it's nice to see Caden was one of the new jerseys that were subbed in there, and he had just subbed in, and his first play after coming in the game, he gets himself an interception. So
we've gotten some action from a couple of these seniors out here. Caden Navana with the interception right there. Damian Emmerich with the touchdown in the end zone on that 1-yard little out route play. So nice to see a bunch of our seniors getting some action out here. And ball will be fumbled on the play.
I think that was a new quarterback out there as well.
Seth Healy, Bosch a snap under center, and Nicholas County will start with possession. So right off of the Nicholas County interception, Kaiser fumbles the ball and gives it right back.
I'd like to take a quick moment here and thank First Baptist Church of Burlington for being a sponsor. Pastor Tom Coldwell. If services at 9 a.m., you can watch on Facebook or listen on 107.1 FM.
Hand off to Williams on the play. And he gets a little bit on the play, brought down by Caden Youngblood. He kind of had his hand on the back of his pulling guard, trying to get him to go upfield a little bit, find somebody, move. And Williams heading over to the sideline. Looks like they're getting some fresh legs in the backfield as well. As Nicholas County begins to break the huddle. McKinney still remaining under center. Back in shotgun. He will hand it off on the play. Oh, no.
He's probably wishing he did hand it off.
Well, that's what I was kind of watching. It looked like he handed it to number 5 because number 5 had a little bit of space out here.
Yeah.
I guess that was a misread on the option right there because he pulled that ball and pulled that ball back and had nowhere to go.
No.
Met by a wall of Kaiser defenders.
Let's see if they throw a surprise strike down the field here. It seems like they've been content to just run it.
McKinney back in shotgun again with 5 wide. Snap back to McKinney.
Oh,
Throw the little hook route. Receiver bobbled it. Jackson Morrison. And was almost intercepted on the play. That was very close for Morrison.
Josh Wheeler, I mean, he was another one of the on defense out there. Had his hands on the ball, and a couple of different people had a chance to catch that ball. Just couldn't haul it in.
This Nicholas County team, they have a couple family members, looks like, that are out here. You have Bryson Morrison and Jackson Morrison, as well as the Kestersons. Have Garrett and Grayson out here.
Mm-hmm.
McKinney back, has a little bit of time. He's throwing that deep ball, and it is tipped. Kaiser got a little lucky there.
Yeah, they got away with a little bit of a push there, but honestly, he was thrown into, triple coverage, it looked like. So he should just be happy that ball wasn't intercepted.
I guess he felt like he had enough arm strength to kind of get it there a little bit harder than what he did. Ended up lofting it a little bit, and could have been very dangerous for Nicholas County if Kaiser defender could have got their hands clean on that one.
Initially, the receiver got behind the defenders, but the ball just wasn't where it was supposed to be, and Kaiser just sort of swarmed.
Kaiser out on offense now after the turnover on downs. Seth Healy going to hand off on the play. This is number 24, Chase Evans, on the carry. Some of these younger guys getting some carries, getting some plays in now. Seth Healy back in shotgun, one receiver out wide to his left side. Handoff on the play to Hunter Van Pelt. Making a little move happen. Has enough for the first down. Takes a hard shot there at the end of the run. Garrett Kesterson on the tackle. Be a first down for the Golden Tornado. Double handoff on the play.
Nice move.
To Benny Oates. Makes a nice little move and gets up for about 9 yards on the play. Thought he was going to be able to cheat his way up there a little bit for a first down, but they were going to mark him about a yard short.
Yeah, he made a real nice move coming through the line and got himself some extra yardage out of that. That probably would have been about a 2 or 3 yard run, and he stretched it out to about 9.
Healy handoff on the play to number 30, Anthony Mealy. He's going to get the first down on the play after a gain of about 5.
So a quick reminder, third quarter is brought to you by Fox's Pizza Den in Kaiser. And give them that code one more time that they can do for 10% off if you want to order yourself a pizza.
The code is Kaiser Football Online. Save 10% tonight.
Cool.
Handoff up the middle to Chase Evans. Bounces around behind his line a little bit and gets up for about a 7-yard gain. Penalty flag down to play as Healy overthrows Josh Wheeler.
I think we got a shift penalty out there. I'm not sure. Or motion. Yeah, motion.
Yeah, you were right, Matt. There's an illegal shift against Kaiser. We'll back them up now to about 2nd and 7.
Everybody switching sides. A little crisscross.
Hand off to Anthony Mealy on the play. He's got a little bit of space. He shakes off of a tackle. He's running through another, and he is finally brought down. Gain of around 10 yards on the play for Anthony Mealy. Be a first down for the Golden Tornado at the 31. I tell you what, even some of these young backs, man, they got some moves.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say 7 to 10 yards per carry, but every time someone touches the ball.
Handoff up the middle to Chase Evans.
They're doing a really good job of spinning off the tackles.
Gain of about 7.
Gain of 7 on the play, 2nd and 3.
Seth Healy rolling out to his right. Going to hit Wheeler on the underneath route. Completed pass will be good enough for the Golden Tornado first down.
Nice mix, nice play selection and mix with the second string out there, getting them to run some plays they don't necessarily get to run a whole lot.
And Healy's going to throw the fade route on the play, and it is smacked away. Intended for Josh Wheeler. Looked like Braden Short over there in the coverage. Managed to tip that ball away.
You just got a little bit too much air underneath of that ball, and Short was able to come over and make that play.
And handoff up the middle, and it is very close. Down to around the 3-yard line for Anthony Mealy.
He had all kinds of room to run off of that play.
Seth Healy kicks a man in motion. Going to hand up the gut to Chase Evans, and he is in for the touchdown. Chase Evans with the score for the Golden Tornado.
That's a 3-yard touchdown for Evans. And just straight ahead and plowed right across the goal line.
Looked like he was going to be stuffed there for a second, but the second effort was enough to push him up in. As Seth Ernest lines up for the extra point.
That's good.
And with that extra point, Kaiser is now up 63-12 against Nicholas County. While we have a quick break in action, let's get a word from one of our sponsors, Health Matters Urgent Care.
Determining whether you need emergency care or not requires special training. The next time you visit an urgent care, ask if your doctor is board certified in emergency medicine.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rana Matthias Monceau. I'm board certified in emergency medicine, and I'm trained to recognize when a condition may require more than just an urgent care evaluation. I believe in treating each patient individually, not just as another number. Health Matters Urgent Care. Better medicine, exceptional care. Barton Boulevard, next to the Bel Air Plaza.
And thank you to Health Matters Urgent Care for being a sponsor for tonight's matchup. So here we are, late in the third quarter. We're kind of already getting into what they call garbage time, essentially. You know, you're trying to get reps in for the younger guys, trying to just, keep the offense moving the best you can, defense, getting your subs in.
Yeah, really at this point, you want your you just want to stay healthy, get through the game, and get everybody some reps, and just sort of play out the time that's left. Once we get into the fourth quarter, the clock will be running, and the fourth quarter is going to fly by pretty quickly.
I'll tell you, we thought last week we had a high scoring game for Kaiser whenever they scored, I believe it was 55 against Washington, but here we've already surpassed that mark, and we're still in the third quarter of this one.
Right.
Seth Ernest up for the kick. Actually kicks this one deep downfield. Recovered by Nicholas County. Number 24, Garrett Kesserson, who was brought down on the play by Kaiser defender. Seth Healy with the tackle. as the Grizzly offense comes out to try to get something going here at the 30-yard line. McKinney still under center. 2 receivers out to his left. He's going to pitch it out on the play. Kaiser maintaining good pursuit.
Yeah, those plays look like they're going to go for a lot more yardage, and Kaiser does a really good job of finding the ball carrier and getting to the ball quickly to, it was still a good pickup, 7-8 yards, but that looks like it's going to be about a 20-yard run, and then they just seal up the hole and make good tackles.
And they have to adjust to kind of the change of pace of Bryson Morrison in the backfield now versus Jacob Williams. Morrison's a lot smaller, more of a more quick, shifty back they're going to try to utilize on the outside. McKinney back under center once again. Hand off to Morrison. He's going to cut up and have enough for the first down on the play. Tackled by Anthony Mealy.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a different style runner. Not necessarily that same right at you, run you over type of runner. He's got a lot more shiftiness to his feet, and I think the Kaiser defenders need to make sure that they stay in front of the runner and don't commit too hard one way or the other and make good tackles. They have so far.
McKinney out under center in an I formation. And the snap is bottled. McKinney trying to roll it out. He's got nothing going, though. Met by a pile of Kaiser defenders. Kind of a botched snap on the play that he tried to make something of and kind of ran to the opposite way of where all of his blockers were.
Right. Yeah, it's tough to run the unintentional fumble-rooski play. When it's a real fumble-rooski, you're just scrambling to see what you you just run whatever direction you think you should go.
McKinney now back in shotgun with Morrison to his left. 2 receivers out wide right. He's going to hand it off to Morrison, who's got a little bit of space. Tackled by Anthony Mealy. Good enough for the first down, though.
Yeah, he's definitely got some pressure legs. He's really getting through the hole quick. Bryson Morrison is, and we saw when Jacob Williams was running earlier, and he kind of ran out of steam a little bit. And number 5 comes in. He's got fresher legs, and he's getting through the hole really quick when he gets the handoff.
McKinney back in shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. Hand off to Morrison, back out to the right side, and he gets a gain of about 5 on the play.
Got literally dragged down by the jersey there.
Now we're looking at about a 2nd and 6 for the Nicholas County Grizzlies as we wind down here towards the end of the 3rd quarter.
He did get out of bounds, so that's going to extend the quarter one more play.
McKinney back underneath center. Hand off to Morrison. He's going to try and bounce it out wide. And he is tackled out of bounds on the play by Josh Wheeler. Reminder, big thank you to our 2nd and 3rd quarter sponsor, Kaiser Fox's Pizza Den, for being a part of tonight's broadcast and sponsoring 2 separate quarters of tonight's matchup. Remember to use online code Kaiser Football Online to save 10% on your order tonight. McKinney under center. Hands it off again to Morrison. Tries to get out of bounds, and he does. Gain of a couple on the play, maybe about 2 or 3. Also want to recognize Kaiser Golden Tornado fans, George and Margaret, who say, "Go Golden Tornado."
The last couple of plays have gone out of bounds, and making the 3rd quarter just a go on just a little longer.
McKinney hands off to Morrison. Off tackle out to the right side. He's got a little bit of space. He's trying to make something happen. And he will be tackled down on the play by Anthony Mealy. I feel like we've called Mealy's name a lot.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
For a young guy, he's really been scrambling around making tackles.
He finally didn't go out of bounds, so.
Yeah, Morrison probably could have gotten the first down if he would have just kept running towards the angle. Instead, he tried to cut it back and ended up kind of stalling himself out. With that, we have the end of our third quarter. Kaiser leading big against Nicholas County, 63-12. As we roll in here into our fourth quarter, winding it down for the game, we would like to thank our fourth quarter sponsor, Health Matters Urgent Care, for providing health services to all in the local area. Nicholas County has been running primarily, it seems like, off tackle with Morrison. It's just been off tackle right, off tackle left, just back and forth. And he's been doing pretty well, you know, using his speed to his advantage and kind of getting yardage where normally it wouldn't be there.
Right, and we saw that earlier. Nicholas County was running that with Jacob Williams doing a lot of off tackle, and they had some success with that initially. And Williams was running really strong, and then brought Morrison in as part of sort of the second team and give Williams a break. And he's been running those same, like you said, off tackle plays, but you know, different style runner, but equally doing as well.
McKinney under center. And handoff on the play to number 18. That'll be Tyler Timmerman, who makes a little something happen, gets upfield. He will get the first down for the Grizzlies.
Just kind of a quick fullback dive there just to get across the line really quick.
Also another change in the backfield for Nicholas County. Number 25, Grayson Kesterman, who is a freshman. Small little guy, 5'2", 112 is what he's listed at in the backfield now. McKinney under center in the I formation. Handoff to Testerman again. And Testerman getting some tough yardage out of here. Will gain about 5 or 6 on the play. Tackled by Jake Bonner. Tyler Timmerman, another kind of a thicker body. He's only 5'9" in height, but he's listed at 195, so he's a decent-sized young man. Nicholas County back out in the I formation. Handoff once again to Timmerman, who's pulling bodies towards the goal line, and he will be waved down around the 1.
You know, local restaurants here around the Kaiser area and in the region are having watch parties that you can do donations. And whenever you do donations during those watch parties, all those, you know, the collection that comes in goes to the Kaiser boosters. So it's a nice way to do some fundraising and recognize some of the local businesses for doing those watch parties.
And it looks like we will have a touchdown on the play. Tyler Timmerman takes it in for the score.
From 3 yards out.
Yeah, to kind of feed off what you were saying on the local businesses, you know, if you're a business who wants to kind of be labeled as an official watch party for the Kaiser Golden Tornado football stream, make a donation towards the Kaiser High Booster Club, and you can be labeled during the broadcast as an official watch party for Kaiser High Golden Tornado football. Snap back for the kick. Kick is up, and it looks clean. And it is. Braden Short's kick is good on the play. And with 9:51 in the fourth quarter, Kaiser still maintains the lead, 63 to Nicholas County's 19. While we got a quick moment, let's take another word from our sponsor, the Timbrook Automotive Group.
Buying an automobile isn't supposed to be hard. Hi, I'm Fred Timbrook Jr., and at Timbrook Automotive, we make car buying easy. When you buy from us, you can expect your experience to be transparent and stress-free. For your convenience, we have locations in Cumberland, Oakland, and Kaiser, which means you can get the finest cars at the lowest prices close to home. Visit us today at any of our locations to experience the Timbrook difference, or shop online at timbrook.com.
Thank you once again to the Timbrook Automotive Group for being a sponsor for tonight's game. We line up here for the ensuing kickoff, which as always is sponsored by First People's Community Federal Credit Union, the official kickoff sponsor of Golden Tornado football. Number 11, Braden Short, lining up for the kick.
We actually have a tie game at Frankfort, 14-14, Frankfort and Spring Mills over in Short Gap right now. That was the last report I got.
It is a light little roller, takes a bounce, but is still recovered by the Kaiser hands team. I believe that was Benny Oates on the recovery.
Little too quick of a kick to be an onside kick because the line couldn't get there. So.
It rolled to him and then took a little pop right as it was getting to his chest.
14, Spring Mills 14.
Frankfort and Spring Mills going into overtime. Tied at 14. Now Kaiser with possession at the 47-yard line.
Can't do that.
And we have a flag on the play. Number 50, Isaiah Griffin, wanted to get in there a little too quick.
You can do that in the NFL, but you can't do that here. Once you break that plane, you are
Now
outside.
under center for the Golden Tornado is Jack Stanislazic.
Oh.
Handoff to number 11. He's got a little bit of space. 14. That's Seth Sines that had a lot of room out there to the left side. Managed to get the ball up to around the 16-yard line.
You could almost feel him look up and look around like, where is everybody? He was out there all by himself and just a race down the sideline.
Seth Sines with a very nice carry on the play. Stanislazic kicks a man in motion, hands off to number 21, Landon Rhodes.
Carried by Landon Rhodes. Tackled by Jackson Morrison.
Now we're getting into a lot of the younger guys for this Kaiser team. A lot of these boys are freshmen and sophomores now across the board.
Still some good size on the line, even with the younger guys. They've got a couple guys out there pretty good size. Jacob Keating, 6'1", 280. He's a sophomore.
Braden Welch listed at 260.
Mm-hmm.
Handoff for Stanislazic. We'll hand it off up the middle.
Still going.
Jordan Rhodes dragging defenders with him. Landon Rhodes, excuse me. Ran so hard he just ran right out of his own shoes.
He was carrying, I think, 4 Grizzlies and 2 Kaiser, 2 Golden Tornado on his back as he was going. And it's like a rugby scrum out there.
Kaiser now knocking on the door within the 10-yard line. Stanislazic under center. He will take it and hand it off to Seth Sines, who's going to break it out to the side, and he has no one near him. Seth Sines going to walk it into the end zone for the Golden Tornado.
6 yards on that carry, and he ran that same play 2 plays before that and just picked up where he left off on that last run and made the touchdown.
Seth Syons, the sophomore, breaks that handoff out wide to the left and walks it into the end zone. Seth Ernest now for the kick. Kick is up, and it is good. Seth Ernest remains 100% on the day. And with that, we've hit the big old 7-0. Kaiser 70, Nicholas County 19. As we wind down here in the fourth quarter with 6:25 left.
We want to be sure to send a big thank you out to the Belt Group. Tonight's broadcast is powered by the Belt Group. They provided us the generator and electricity so that we can power the production bus for all of the digital media equipment that we use here. And the Allegheny Media staff are bringing you this broadcast, so thank you to the Belt Group.
We get ready here for the kickoff with 6:25 left. Both teams kind of starting to get fresh legs in there for both squads. I'm kind of glad Kaiser doesn't make the Tornado do what the West Virginia Mountaineers do with their mascot, where they make them do push-ups after every score to count up to the total number.
Yeah.
That would be one very unhappy mascot right now.
One tired mascot, that's for sure.
Kick for Ernest is back, and it goes over the head of number 25, who just tries to protect the ball and gets brought down. That was Grayson Kesterman, kind of bobbled the return.
It's a good job just hauling that ball in and making sure it didn't go even further back towards the goal line.
Kesterman decided to just put two hands on it and go down.
And we do have a running clock now with the mercy rule whenever the teams, aside from point afters and timeouts and changeovers, the clock does run continuously once we get to 35 or more points between the two teams.
Quarterback back in shotgun. Handoff on the play to Kesterman, who makes one tackle miss and is brought down on the play.
He runs really strong for 5'2", 112 pounds, that's for sure.
Gain of about 3 on the play.
Gain of 3, second and 7.
Quarterback back in shotgun. I believe it is Bryson Morrison now under center. Handoff on the play, he goes nowhere. Kesterman had nowhere to go.
Wheeler showed you just how quickly 112 pounds can be brought down there, though. That was a pretty quick tackle. Number 25 versus number 25.
So the 3 yards of gain in the last play taken away after that tackle in the backfield. Nicholas County now looking at a 3rd and long. Going to line 2 receivers out to the right side. Morrison trying to direct the offense. Receivers were lined up on the wrong side.
They're bumping the play clock back up.
Morrison trying to take it out, and he has nowhere to go. Tackled on the play by Landon Rhodes.
Yeah, at this point they just want to keep the game going. The play clock was at 0 for probably about 3 or 4 seconds, and you can see the officials resetting the play clock. Like let's just keep going here. We got a lot of second and third stringers in here, and it's just,
Morrison tried directing his receivers. He was yelling over at him, get over to this side.
Right.
Punter is back now on this about 4th and 15 play. Snap is back. Kick is up, and it is a solid kick. Jack Stanzlawczyk back there to recover it, and Stanzlawczyk is going to take it, get a couple yards before he is brought out of bounds.
Little action after the play there, behind the play, and yeah, I think coach is going to have a word with Stanzlawczyk and say, you know, maybe don't pick that ball up when you got somebody that close to you and it's rolling around.
Well, Stan's on the sideline now, kind of limping. Looks like he might have rolled an ankle or hurt his knee or something on the play because he's having trouble standing up. So Kaiser's going to have to be putting in Seth Healy back in under center to close this game out, as Stanzlawczyk is in some pain on the sideline.
Looks like he's not putting any weight on that left leg.
Seth Healy now going under center. And it looks like they're just going to go victory formation with it. They got 3 backs all lined up over there.
Yeah, at this point, really, you know, I think pretty much anyone who is going to play has played. You don't really need to work on anything at this point. You know, just take a couple knees, run the clock down.
From short gap, Frankfurt 21, Spring Mills 20.
And with
wow.
that, we have a very good final score out of short gap. Frankfurt beating Spring Mills 21-20.
Spring Mills, number 1 ranked team, right?
In AAA.
Yeah.
So very big upset for Frankfurt on that one. That will bode well for them in the in Metro News rankings going into this next week. Seth Healy again going under center just to kind of take a knee and run this out. We wind down to 1:30. Once again, we want to thank all of our sponsors part of tonight's broadcast. Want to thank Allegheny Media for their wonderful production and for getting us involved in this. Also want to thank Mr. Victor Clay for being up here doing statistics for us tonight. We wind down this game to the final minute. I want to remind everyone that our 4th quarter sponsor tonight was Health Matters Urgent Care, providing physical health services to the local community. And he's going to take one more knee. We got about 40 seconds left. Looks like there might be a change of possession here. Not enough time on the clock to officially call it. Got about 28 seconds, well, 25 seconds on the play clock and about 27-28 on the board. So
yeah, they may go ahead and just let those last couple of seconds run off and not make them go through a changeover and everything. Even though there's about a 2.5 second differential between the play clock and the game clock, I don't think there's going to be much of an issue of just letting it roll.
And Seth Healy just letting that final clock roll out as he backs up. And that will be the end of it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. With a big scoring output, the Kaiser Golden Tornado are up 70-19 against the Nicholas County Grizzlies. Kaiser now looking at a 3-1 lead. 3-1 overall, excuse me. Next week they will be playing here at home against the Hampshire Trojans. We will have a broadcast set up for that as well next week.
Yeah, Kaiser pretty much come out tonight and set the tone early, set the tone quickly, and made sure that Nicholas County understood that they were going to control this game. And you gotta hand it to the Grizzlies. They came out with a decent passing try at the beginning, had some early success, but overall just completely out physicaled, outmanned by the Golden Tornado.
Kaiser absolutely dominated in the run game tonight. We don't have an official total for the running numbers so far, but to this point, I mean, we can assume that they pretty much matched what they did last week against Washington. Really wide variety of guys running the ball tonight. Dre Allen, once again, just doing work on the ground.
Yeah, he probably had half of the rushing yards. I mean, he had 150-ish yards
At the first
in
half.
the first half.
And then he had another big one there in the third quarter. So he ended the night with about 4 scores. And I'd say he probably had anywhere around 180 to 200 rushing yards. So with that, we want to conclude tonight's broadcast. I want to thank you once again for being a part and watching tonight. I want to thank all of our sponsors. And on behalf of Matt Shipway and Allegheny Media, I'm Christopher Welch, wishing you a good night. Thank you.